We all think it's our universe, but when Levon and I are at the table, it's my reality, it's my world. I'm gonna win. It's my destiny.
Now, I'm not saying that I believe this will actually happen, but just think about this scenario for a moment. In 3 weeks from now, Hermes will have the most insane war with Levon, doing the unthinkable, slaying the Titan and coming out of the match victorious, as the #1 arm wrestler in the entire world. Nobody can believe what they've just seen, the entire internet is going crazy with insurmountable hype, but somebody, somewhere in the north, is already smelling blood. Devon posts his video congratulating Hermes on the victory, trying to make it seem as genuine as possible, as this is now not his, but somebody else's big moment. He can barely contain his feelings of jealousy and almost can't keep himself from challenging Hermes right then and there. Devon uses it all as fuel for his own big match against Vitaly Laletin in August and trains even harder. He goes on to face the Russian. After an excruciating setup, the match starts. Devon holds him in center like MacLeod did in round 1, but instead of just slowly losing from there, he starts transitioning to a press position and shoulder rolls Vitaly to the pad. He goes on to win the entire match in dominant fashion. Then the match gets announced. The rematch between the Gladiator and Devon Larratt for the #1 spot in the world is on. It looks completely different this time. Hermes gets an early top roll pin and starts shouting at Devon. The second round starts after a long setup and Hermes loses his wrist once again. The position is better than in their first match and he gets a second pin against the Canadian with his flop wrist press. Devon is far from done yet. Round 3 starts and Hermes is breathing heavy in the setup. Devon takes his wrist again easily and is able to get his own shoulder behind his arm. The crowd goes crazy as Devon bleeds Hermes out until he quits. After an amazing fight, the score ends up as 4-2 for Larratt and he becomes the #1 in the world once again at 50 years old. But he is still not finished yet. There is still one thing which he hasn't accomplished. Just like the first time after beating Hermes, he is unable to feel like the real #1 in his head. He needs to beat one more opponent. An incredibly angry, now funnily enough ranked #3, Georgian champion who wants his title back. After losing to Hermes, Levon was so enraged he swore to rip his next opponent's arm off after cheat curling 200 kilograms in his latest video while looking bigger and scarier than ever. Devon always knew deep down that it was his destiny to beat Levon. He has seen the future, he just got the date wrong. He gives everything for this match, disregards his health completely and bulks up to 340 pounds. The climax of the entire sport of arm wrestling is announced. This is what it all led up to. Once again Levon surges, losing his wrist while going for his monstrous top roll round 1, just inches above the pad. He tries to stand up and transition to his flop press, but Devon is able to prevent it this time due to his added strength. The match is now stopped in the middle of the table. Devon tries to advance but can't get past center. Levon is also unable to better his position. The crowd has never been even close to as loud as in this match. It goes on and on. 2 minutes have passed and they are still stuck in the same position, both sweating like crazy. Levon rocks back, preparing himself for a huge surge on Devon to finally end the round. As he does, he suddenly jumps back up, putting his left hand on his biceps in shock. It's torn. Levon doesn't continue and the match is over. Devon has finally beat him and is now regarded as the greatest arm wrestler to ever do it. A documentary comes out about this whole journey, which quickly becomes even more recognizable than Pumping Iron, and the sport explodes with popularity. And just like in bodybuilding 50 years later, people are still talking about this golden era of arm wrestling.